Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue learning and reading this book. It's called 三字经, Three Character Classics. This article is composed of 1,145 characters, and every day we're learning about 12 characters in one sentence or two sentences. Let's jump right to what we are learning today, and then we'll learn a new story also related to the philosophy that this sentence is carrying, okay? 为人子，方少时，亲师友，习礼仪. So as you can see, there is only one period here. So today there's 12 characters, only one sentence. 为人子, meaning to be the children, the kids of someone. 方少时, when you were still young, when you were little. 亲师友, you should be close and be close to your teachers and friends. Respect your teachers and friends. 习礼仪, 习 means to learn, to pick up. 礼仪 means etiquette, manners. So being the children and kids of someone else, when we were still young as being children, when we were little, we should show respect to our teachers and friends and get close to them, to learn from them, and to learn the etiquettes and the principles of being a person. So let's read one more time. 为人子，方少时，亲师友，习礼仪. So now let's take a look at our story today and see what's going to show about this philosophy and wisdom that the writer is trying to share with us here. 孔子教徒有方. 孔子 means Confucius. 教 means 教导, to teach, to instruct. 徒 means students, apprentices. 有方 means there is, has, methodologies. So Confucius had his own methodologies when it comes to instructing his students. Let's see what he said to his students. 孔子曾教过一个很没有礼貌的学生. So the first sentence here, Confucius 曾 once 教过 教过 means to have taught. 一个 one 很没有礼貌的学生, a student that was very impolite. 很没有礼貌. 学生是 student, right? 孔子让他去招待客人，他却在院子里做别的事情。客人还没坐，他却坐了下来。到了吃饭的时候，客人还没入座，他已经抢先端起了碗。So this is our second sentence. It's a bit long, but you can see there are some semicolons here, right? It means the first part, second part, and the third part, they have a sort of a logic here. They're related to each other. So Confucius asked him, 让他去, to ask him, to let him, to 招待客人 means to take care of the guests. 他却在, but instead he was in the yard, 院子里, at the yard, 做别的事情, doing something else. 别的 means other, 事情 things. 客人还没坐，他却坐了下来。客人 means guests. The guests didn't take a seat yet, but he sat himself. He seated himself. 到了吃饭的时候，客人还没入座。So when it was time for meal, 客人还没入座 means guests were not seated yet. 他已经抢先端起了碗. So before the guests even were seated, he already took his bowl and started to eat. So that's our sentence. The two semicolons here listed of the reasons why we're saying the student was not polite, right? So next one, 孔子严肃地批评了他：你跟客人抢座位，争着说话，真没礼貌。你还是出去一会儿吧，去把隔壁的刘先生请过来，要注意礼貌。So Kongzi, Confucius strictly criticized him, scolded him, 批评了他。你跟客人抢座位。So you were sitting before the guests, 争着说话。You were speaking, you were kind of spoke in front of me, ahead of the guests. So like you took the seat first and you spoke first. You didn't let people speak, right? 真没礼貌。真没礼貌 means really not polite. This is so impolite. 你还是出去一会儿吧。Why don't you go out for a while? 出去 means to go out, get out. 去把隔壁的刘先生请过来。去 to go to invite. 请过来 means to invite over. 隔壁的 neighbor. 隔壁 means neighbor. 隔壁的 is an adjective. Our neighbor, our neighboring. 刘先生 Mr. Liu. Invite Mr. Liu over here. 要注意礼貌. Pay attention to courtesy. Be polite. 要注意礼貌 means be polite. 客人们都不能理解，为什么叫一个不懂礼仪的学生去请呢？ So the guests didn't understand. 都不能理解。They didn't understand. 为什么叫一个不懂礼仪的学生去请呢？ Why you called a student who didn't know courtesy, who didn't know etiquette to invite? So that's the first paragraph. So basically here we knew that Confucius sent the student to invite Mr. Liu to join them, right? 孔子说刘先生很有教养，他多接触应该能从刘先生那里学到一些待人处事的礼仪。So Confucius said, 刘先生 Mr. Liu 很有教养。教养 here means well cultivated, well brought. He has good upbringing. 他多接触，他 here means the impolite student, right? So if he could 多接触 to get in touch more with Mr. Liu, 应该 he should 能从刘先生那里 from Mr. Liu 学到一些 and learn some 待人处事。待人 means to treat people. 处事 means to deal with things. So he would learn some etiquette and manners about taking care of, about treating people and taking care of things, right? That's the second paragraph. So the last paragraph. 后来在孔子的细心教导下，这个学生变得又谦虚又懂礼仪了。后来 later on 在孔子的细心教导下 so 在什么什么下 means under the careful instruction of Confucius 这个学生 this student 变得 became 又谦虚又懂礼仪又谦虚 means humble 又 means both humble and 懂礼仪 he courteous 懂礼仪 means he knew etiquette and manners from them. So 又谦虚又懂礼仪 means both humble and courteous. So to wrap up today's story, Confucius, this is his methodology of teaching his students, right? He once taught a student that was very impolite. As you can see in the picture, Confucius has this beard and he was talking to the student in front of him. So he asked the student to take care of guests, but he was in the yard. He ignored the Confucius's instruction, right? And before the guests took seats, he sat himself. Before they started to eat, and even before the guests were seated, he already started eating. So Confucius very strictly criticized him, scolded him. 批评 literally means criticized. You are grabbing the seats in front of the guests, and you are not letting people talk. It's so impolite. Why don't you go out, and then maybe you can, invite Mr. Liu over next door here. Be polite, right? So the guests were they couldn't understand, like, why you're asking your students who is not a polite student to invite a guest. So Confucius said, well, because Mr. Liu is a person that's of manners. He is a courteous person, well cultivated, had great upbringing and everything. So maybe if the student can get in touch more with such persons, then he will be changed. He will learn from such nice behaviors, right? So later on, with Confucius's careful instructions and teachings, the students become both a very humble person as well as a courteous one, as a person who knows manners and etiquettes, right? Let's read this story from the beginning together. 孔子教徒有方。孔子曾教过一个很没有礼貌的学生。孔子让他去招待客人，他却在院子里做别的事情。客人还没坐，他却坐了下来。到了吃饭的时候，客人还没入座，他已经抢先端起了碗。孔子严肃地批评了他：“你给客人抢座位，争着说话，真没礼貌。你还是出去一会儿吧。去把隔壁的刘先生请过来，要注意礼貌。”客人们不能理解，为什么叫一个不懂礼仪的学生去请呢？孔子说，刘先生很有教养，他多接触，应该能从刘先生那里学到一些待人处事的礼仪。后来，在孔子的细心教导下，这个学生变得又谦虚又懂礼仪了。So that was our today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. I know Confucius has been this iconic person in Chinese talking about Confucianism and teaching. We even have the Confucius College throughout the world, right? So this was just one of his methodologies of trying to teach students. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have anything to ask or to share, please leave comments below. Do not forget to like this video and share with your friends who are interested in Chinese language and culture. Also, if you want to get this book or any other bilingual books of Chinese and English, you can go to ChineseBookCity.com using my coupon 3L Club 2022 to get a 10% off. The information is listed below. So I will see you next time. Stay awesome. Bye bye. 再见。